Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Welcome to another episode of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. This week's OTC Player of the Week comes to us from Texas as Olivia Bittner takes home the weekly honors. Olivia hit .769 with 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases while competing with Titan softball last weekend at the Bombers Exposure Tournament in Texas. Olivia was also named the player of the tournament as well. Fantastic job, Olivia. Best of luck moving forward. This week's episode, Hopi and I had the pleasure of sitting down and chatting with 3 national team head coaches as they prep for the WBSC Men's World Cup, starting at the end of the month in Auckland, New Zealand. First, we got to welcome back a former guest of the show, head coach of Argentina men's national team, the always entertaining Julio Gamarci. Julio talks what it's going to be like, having a huge target being the defending champions. We then chat with U.S. men's national team head coach Ron Hackett. Ron gives us a rundown of how they assembled their team and their expectations. And then we finish it off with the head coach of Team Canada, BC native John Stuart. Stuey tells us just how hard this team representing the red and white was to select, and of course how the mission is to be bringing home that gold medal. This was such an awesome episode to do. If you were already excited for the WBSC Men's World Cup, trust me, this episode is going to raise that level even more. So grab that drink, sit back, relax, because here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Watching the World Series?
Yeah, it's fun to watch, man. Yeah. How do you go from a bunch of bombs to a combined no-hitter to Philadelphia while you're there to holy shit, Philadelphia's good?
Isn't it funny? They showed the McCullough breaking or tipping his pitches. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious.
100%. Who else doesn't see that?
I know.
How can your coach? You have 45 coaches on the bench.
I know.
And in the stands and on cameras. And
yeah.
How do you not see that?
Hey, Lance.
Yeah.
Switch something up here.
Holy shit. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Yeah. He gave up 6 hits and 5 were
bombs.
Piss missiles.
Yeah.
Looked like me out there on the mound.
Yeah, not as bad, but yes, it did. Yeah.
But no, it's great World Series, man.
It's fantastic.
Actually, a funny thing. I saw it was posted a few times on Twitter that this guy back in 2019 posted the next 10 World Series winners.
Shut up. Yeah.
2020, he said Houston. 2021, he had Atlanta winning. 2022, he has the Phillies winning.
Shut up.
Legit.
That's nuts.
And so I'm like, right now, if the Phillies end up winning next season, I'm putting a lot of money down on the Seattle Mariners.
Is that who you chose?
Yep.
That's crazy. I have a funny stat too that I heard, and maybe I heard it. Maybe I dreamt it. I'm not sure. But anyway, so in 1980, the Phillies won the World Series. And in 2008, they won the World Series.
Yeah.
In 1980, after they won, there was a recession. In 2008, after they won, there was a recession. So they said if they win the World Series this year, we're already on our way to a recession. Maybe it's just whatever. Maybe we're always on our way to a recession.
Damn.
But yeah, isn't that a crazy stat too?
That's pretty crazy.
I think I heard it on, it's probably TikTok or something because I'm a big TikTok guy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
some of the stats that are out there, and
Yeah.
it's just wild. But Houston combined on that no hitter or not? Yeah, Houston
Yeah, it was
combined
Houston,
on the no hitter last night,
Yeah, it was crazy.
and it's funny. I saw something today about the pitcher there for Houston that started.
Mhm.
How in 2020 he was back home Dominican, like in shorts,
Yeah.
just pitching and not even played a game in the majors yet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now here he combines on a no hitter for the
no-hitter in
second
World
time,
Series.
and
World Series history.
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Insane.
Fun to watch anyway.
Yeah. So now the Phillies, they play again tonight. Today's Thursday.
Tonight?
Yeah, they play
Today?
tonight.
Okay.
Game 5 tonight in Philly. Then they go back to Game 5. Yeah, Game 5. Game
Oh.
6 and 7 are in Houston.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the Phillies need to win this game.
Well, yeah, it's going to be tough going back to.
Go back.
Well, although, I mean, both games that Philly played in Houston, they won the first one, but
Yeah.
the big comeback, and they almost came back in the
Yeah,
second
that's
game.
right.
So,
That's right too.
yeah, it'll be tough.
That's going to be fun to watch.
They have to see Verlander again, too, though. So,
That is true.
yeah.
That guy is a magician.
Yeah, his wife is beautiful.
She is. I wanted to touch on Tide Fest.
Yeah, we should start trying to promote that. I know last year we were very successful with hosting it.
Such a fun tournament.
Such a fun tournament, not to mention all the festivities that are around Tide Fest tournament.
And I mean, I think we did a great job in, building that foundation for what we want going forward. I mean,
yeah,
the crowds we had for it were fantastic.
Yeah.
The ball that was played was awesome.
yeah. Prize money was great.
Prize money was great.
Yeah,
And, any teams that want to get in on this, get a hold of us.
yeah. We'd love to see some teams from Ontario or Quebec or wherever,
wherever,
man.
anywhere.
You can come, enjoy our hospitality.
Mid-July, if it's free on your calendar, man.
Book something in. We want to make this. I know that we talked to Blair before about making this an ISC qualifier of some sort. If
Right.
we could.
Yeah.
Those are pipe dreams right now, but it
Yeah.
would be something nice to have something to build on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I mean, trust me when we say you're in for a good time, because
Tide Fest is Christmas times 10. It's the best.
it is. It really is. I mean,
It's so fun, man.
like, even if you're an outsider coming, you'll be like, wow, this is such a fun time
Yeah.
going and, to the concert. And
I was the biggest kid there Saturday night. Holy shit, it's fun. Dude, it's so fun.
it's
man.
awesome.
I love
It's
it.
awesome.
I love
So
it.
again, if you want to join us, get a hold of, Hope Your Eye, Outside the Chute. However you can get a hold of us, and let us know. We'll give you all the details, and and hopefully you'll join us.
So
Anyway,
we got some biggies today.
we have a great episode here.
Yeah. I'm so excited about all the ball that's coming up right now.
I know.
Like it's going to be crazy.
WBSC World Cup preview show here. We have 3 big coaches coming on: Julio Gamarci from Argentina, Ron Hackett from Team USA, and of course John Stewart from Team Canada.
Yep.
Talk to them, get their perspective on how they built the team for this tournament, what their expectations are. Obviously, all of them want to win,
Yeah, for sure.
but just get that inside scoop on what the mentality is going into it,
Yep.
and just hear what the perspective is.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm excited about it.
Definitely.
Justin, I got a Snapchat last night. It's 6 degrees outside, whatever it is. Lights are on at the Lance Ball Field, and Patrick Stewart's catching Scope over there last night.
Scope.
So Scope drove an hour to Lance from his home.
Yep.
And Goob drove a half hour from his home to Lance. And Goob got the kitchen gear on,
Man.
froze his tits off, and caught Scope. Scope said the inside dippers might have been hurting his hand a little bit.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
I love the dedication.
Oh,
It's amazing.
absolutely. Absolutely. Poor Goob. He's turned himself into a catcher.
Goob's the best, man. That guy is amazing.
I know.
Yeah. What a
Ultimate
good
team guy.
Super good guy, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna get Julio on first. We had Julio on the podcast here before
Yeah.
for a full episode, and if you listen to it, that guy is entertaining.
He sure is, yeah.
So I mean, let's get to Julio, see what Argentina's all about.
Sounds good. I mean, see.
See.
I live for the moment. Yo. Hello.
Julio,
Hola.
Here I am.
How are you?
Hello, how's it going?
Good, good. Welcome back to the show.
Yes, I am too excited to be invited twice
Hey,
to your prestigious show.
hey, man.
Is that the word?
No, hey, whatever it is, it'll work. It'll work.
That's nice. Thank you.
How's things going?
I love it. I'm sorry. I get too excited.
That's okay.
Things are going well. Yeah, we are next Monday. We are starting our trip to New Zealand.
Right on.
It's gonna be quite a long trip because we got some cheap tickets.
Oh,
Budget. It's not. It's like every budget in softball is not really wide. So
Yeah.
we are going to visit the U.S. before we go to New Zealand. So we're going to fly to the northern hemisphere to come back to the southern hemisphere. So it should be quite a good experience. And we need some like a really wide pencil because I have to write it down my ass again after those friggin' I know how long it's gonna be like 12 hours to Dallas, and then from Dallas to Auckland it's gonna be like, I don't know, 125 hours. So, but who cares? We're going to play the World Tournament. So, anyway,
you're defending champs. You're defending champs.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Because how many luggage can we lose in those
That's
long
true.
flies and all of these kind of things? And
Yeah. Imagine a lot of teams are like, I hope Waymo loses all his gear.
Yeah.
yes. Well, it happens,
Yeah.
Sometimes you put some things that you wish to lose,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, those luggage are coming always.
Yeah.
And if you get something you really want, that's the one you're going to lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right.
Oh, that's hilarious. So
Murphy's rules.
yeah,
Murphy's Law,
exactly.
that's right.
So how's the training and build up been going in preparation?
It's going well.
Yep.
Everybody has to mix their, training with work, all worldwide. So it's pretty much the same as anybody. Well, besides we have like we talked before that we have most of our guys are living in our the same city, so it's easier to get the team building before. But we're going to get to the islands on the 10th.
Wow, that's early.
Okay? So yeah, it's going to be next Thursday. So in a week, we're going to be right there.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, we're going to play a tournament, a club tournament in Auckland. Hobbies. I'm glad they invite us, and it's an honor to play, a club tournament, which is a lot of good environment.
Yeah.
Like any club tournament, and you
guys are getting a lot of games in. You guys are getting a lot of games in prior to the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be like 10 to 15 probably.
Wow, that's great.
So we're going to need to be get our guys the preparation to be near the 100% performance that we're looking for on the first day, because this format is going to be really challenging.
Yeah.
You have to come with your A game every game, because one lose or two loses may take you out of the final game.
That's right too.
So it's going to be really tough. It's a new format for us.
Mm-hmm.
This not for softball at all, but for men's softball. It's the first time that we are going to play like that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 12 teams. So,
every game
half
matters.
of the team. Yeah. And half of the teams had chance to win it.
Yeah.
And half of the teams that may not previously have the chance to win it can get down, any of the other 6 that are going supposedly to have chance to win it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You may play with a team that is not going to be, in a previous way, is going to be over there, but they can, upset you and get you really complicated. So
yeah, for sure.
we did the same before when we went to Prague. We played a lot of games before. We stayed in Italy first, and we are copying that same format. And I have to be honest. We are copied that from the from the Australians. A lot of tournaments they just build up their team right before the tournaments, and I was wondering how these guys are playing such many games and they're not afraid to get anybody injured or stay or get into the tournament tired of playing and stuff. And I saw that nothing of my negative thoughts were coming, and they always coming in a good shape.
Yeah, prepared.
And really and ready to go. I always admire that on the Australian side. And they have, in the last 20 years, they got great teams. And so the last time they say, okay, why not? Why we cannot do that and see what happens? And for us, it works. And we hopefully works again right now, this time.
Yeah, well, actually, you pretty much answered my next question, because I was going to ask you about the tournament prior to the World Cup, where the top 6 teams in the world are playing. I was going to ask if that was going to be a tournament where you guys, you're working on your lineup, what the game plan is. But from the sounds of it, you're going in with your roster that you're going to be going with at the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, that tournament, it's a setup, and everybody, wants to really show everybody how tough their team are. But I understand that still you have to be preparing and getting ready for the real deal.
Yeah.
So I think that most of the head coach knows that.
Right.
And honestly, we are going to play to win. Everybody's going to play to win, but they're not going to get too. I don't know, too serious about it.
Right.
Because the real deal, the real show. Gracias. The real show will start, in the next week.
Right.
And no matter what, if you beat everybody, then if you don't do whatever you have to do, so it's all about when you get your peak performance.
Right.
That's it. You need to get your peak performance. Your build up have to be on the right time, and that's what a head coach does, or it has to be aware about the evolution on the emotions, on the mental game, or the physical,
right,
and the whole team, and individually, especially on the pitchers,
right,
which are really the key of this game.
Yeah.
And for the first time too, we are going to copy another model, which is the New Zealand model, that they always have 3 pitchers on their side.
Yeah.
3. And so for the first time, we are going to say, we said, okay, if they do that, why cannot we do that?
Right.
It's I think it might work for us, like the Australian, preparation does. So we like I say, we're always trying to do new things and getting better and improve. And we're really crazy about it, because if you win and say, hey, don't touch anything, because if you win it, just don't touch anything. You're good at that. But
that's right.
You have to understand one thing. This World Tournament is supposed to be like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We are going to play this tournament like 3.5 years after the last World Tournament.
That's right too.
So I understand that if we play that, on 2021, I don't think I would, move anything. But right now, it's a little more time, 1.5 year more. So we got a couple of guys that retired.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't play anymore, and we got another one kid that it's new in the team. We have good expectation of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not coming to just to get experience, and we think he's ready to go. And
who's that, Julio?
Always. His name is Lucio Retamar.
Okay.
He was part of the team that won the Pan Am qualifier for the U23.
Okay, yeah.
He's an outfielder. He's fast. He can hit. He can defense too, and he's a workhorse. And those guys we are going to empower always.
Yep.
Because we again, our legacy had to be. Had to be sports we can show to anyone.
Yes.
To an Olympic. I don't know, in Olympic Village.
Right.
We have to be able to work with our heads up. Being a part of a high performance team, like any team of any sports. We are still going on that. So it's difficult to see us, any of our player with with a big belly or with a preparation that it's not what we think that we should be. I'm not criticizing others.
No, I understand that.
It's my point of view. I don't like to judge others view or I don't know way of thinking. I mean, it's just my way of understand this game, and I think we are going to lift it up.
Right on.
In a few years, if you do that, and everybody's will be better for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So is the mentality a little different going into this one, knowing that the target's on your back as defending champion?
It's challenging.
Yeah.
When you get that for the first time in your life, in your sport history, you have to get your mindset in a different way.
Yep.
And you have to accept the challenge. Well, I'm honest. I'm not going there to win at all. I'm going there to play as good as we can. And then we see if somebody can do it better. And if somebody can do it better, hey,
that's
there's nothing we can do about it.
That's right. Yeah.
But the thing that I'm worried about is that we play under our level. So if our players, for some reason, that I'm not saying there's a reason like they are going and then they're not doing what they have to do, but sometimes your team is not, your build up is your peak performance is not in the right time in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the head coach job. It's not if the guys the technique is not the guys physical preparation. That's for the coaches.
Right.
But the head coach have to think about how you go with that ladder. Ladder step by step in a ladder. Okay, ladder. Is that it?
I don't know. Ladder.
Ladder is when you climb. Somebody,
ladder.
You have to climb that.
Ladder.
Okay, that's right.
I got you. Well, I know what you were saying. Randy didn't.
You know Spanish.
We have to climb it. Escalera, we said.
Escalera.
Escalera, yeah. You have to climb it, and the thing is, you have to be the best team in the world during those 10 days.
Yeah.
Not the best team in the world the whole year.
Yeah.
Of course. You have to be in the top 5 or the top 6.
Right.
Okay, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference in between the top 6, it's really small.
Yeah, it's close.
It's really small, and it's about the mental discipline. It's about how the emotions you can how can you control your emotions, And this time that we are going to be, okay, it's on our back because, there comes a champion. They should play like, a major league baseball team.
Yeah.
but it doesn't work like that. It's not because what you did 3 years and a half,
Right.
Before this, you cannot just reply everything. You have to do it again.
That's right.
So you have to be a champion every day.
That's right.
And honestly, one team wins and the other ones loses. So there will be 11 teams that are going to lose. So winning, it's an extraordinary thing.
Yeah.
And if somebody think that you have to win, man, that's heroic.
Oh.
You cannot, there's no way that you can tell a man they have to be a hero.
Right.
He might be a hero, sometimes he's special, but not every day. So that's challenging, but that's part of the deal over here.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm really happy.
We're happy talking to you.
We're happy talking. Listen, Julio, I wish you guys nothing but the best. I mean, you guys, like I said, you're going in as defending champions, targets on your back. But I mean, by the way your mentality is, I think you guys are all set to go over there. And again, we wish you nothing but the best, pal.
Thanks a lot. I mean, I always say that, in between the lines, we got a competition, but outside line, we have to be a show. Mm-hmm. We need to show everybody that this is a game that you have to enjoy it. So I encourage my players to do whatever they have to do to, get a good show so we can get more people watching our game. So it's both sides, and there's nothing in your life better than do what you love to do. So
yes.
What can I say about this? Nothing. Thanks a lot to you, and I know you're going to be watching.
Oh, 100%.
And from all of my heart, I'm very thankful for you and the people that follow men's fast pitch everywhere in the world. This is a game that I love, and I'll be here as my whole life. So anyway, talk to you in between the tournament. Why not? I'll be there. So my phone will be open. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon, huh?
Best
all right,
of
buddy.
luck. Take
Best
care.
of luck, pal.
Safe travels.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
I love that guy.
Oh, fuck. That guy's awesome. Escalator.
I love that guy.
Oh, me too.
You know what's funny?
That guy is a coach, man.
Can you imagine sitting down and just drinking a bunch of tequila with him? That'd be so fun.
Well, I don't know about tequila, but maybe beer. Yeah.
I mean, beer. I mean,
yeah, it would be a lot of fun. That guy's his passion for the game is crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing, and no wonder the guys get up for him.
Yeah, it's hard not to cheer for them, but go Canada, go!
Yeah, go Canada, go! But before we get to Canada, we got to talk to the U.S.
Yes, we got to get on to Ron here.
We're gonna
Mr. Ron Hackett.
Talk to Ron Hackett and see. They finished 5th in 2019.
Yeah.
See if they can build upon it, and what their game plan was going in.
And not to mention, Ron just coached a ISC World Championship team.
That's right.
The Kitchener-Holman Twins.
And Head Waymo. Head Waymo.
He wasn't bad.
Let's get to Ron.
Sounds good.
I live for the moment. Yo.
All right, here we go. We have the head coach of Team USA with us, Ron Hackett. Ron, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Hey, pleasure's all mine, guys.
How's things going right now?
Things are good. We're preparing. We're doing the things that we need to do. Some of the guys are going out to the San Francisco area for a tournament. A couple of the guys, as you guys know, it's kind of a challenge this time of the year. There's not a lot of tournaments and the weather. But some of the guys are going out to San Francisco this weekend for that tournament out there. And then some of the guys have been down Mexicali playing in some of the tournaments that they have going on down there.
That's awesome.
Beyond that, just normal presentation, more normal hitting off tees and things like that. You're trying to get ready.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned in the intro that Scof was throwing last night in 6-degree weather here in Nova Scotia. So, I mean,
about a 3-minute walk from my place, the lights were on at the ball field. And the other fellow that was catching him, Patrick Stuart, he's our catcher. And he sent a Snapchat. It was 6 degrees outside. He said, Scof said the inside dippers were hurting Goob's hands. It's pretty cold outside.
Hey, Scope's a good man, but for him doing that in 6-degree weather, that's man territory.
Oh, yeah.
You got that right.
100%.
Guy's an
100%. So Ron, how did the process of you guys name your roster go?
It was good, actually. So we had named about a 40-person list just internally amongst USA Softball, the coaches, and there's a selection committee. And they approved that list. And then what we did is of course, we're around them all summer. And then, you get different evaluations. The selection committee, the way USA Softball works is we put up the players that we think are the final 16. And then you submit that to a selection committee that's a combination of a lot of some former players and then some USA Softball state folks. And then they say yay or nay or point out any issues or whatever. And then we name it that way. But mainly the team, we typically don't get a lot of pushback. We get great support from USA Softball and the selection committee. So, and they know that the coaches are out there all year long. So, we typically don't face a lot of issues, and we haven't for much over the years.
Yeah, well, you guys would be hands-on compared to those people that couldn't see it, so they would have to put a lot of the trust in you for sure.
Right. And a lot of the folks that are on the committee are former players, like Tommy Gray. Tommy's he played for some of the Larry Miller teams back in the day. So
I played with Tommy. I played with Tommy in Salt Lake City. Yeah.
Okay.
What a great guy.
Yeah. Great guy. And he's on the committee, and he trusts us, but he also knows the game, and he gets to a few tournaments throughout the year, including ISC. So, it's good to have people like that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
hear their opinions and whatnot.
Absolutely. So what would you consider the biggest strength for your team going into this?
I think we're at a point now where I think we stack up well with most other national teams from a hitting and defense standpoint.
Right.
Obviously, our weak point is pitching. Right. I think we've improved there. And I'm saying when I say a strength and weakness, I'm in comparison to the other national teams.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I think that we are improved in that. I think we got a little more experience. I think in Argentina, we took what was a great opportunity. We didn't have a lot of concerns over qualifying and taking the opportunity to get a lot of young guys some real experience when some of the other guys either couldn't go or weren't available to go.
Sure.
So that was great to see that, but I'm excited for this team. I think they stack up well. And, if we can get good pitching, good hitting, and good defense, I think we'll be just fine.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Hope and I were looking at the roster prior to, recording this, and obviously Kilpatrick's going to be eating a lot of innings for you, correct?
Yeah. He'll be the guy.
Yeah. I mean, who else? Gwiz threw some, didn't he?
Yeah. He's thrown, he was on the 2019 team. And then Jerlin Rutt was on the junior team in 2012 down in Argentina.
Okay.
And he had a really, really good summer. He kind of doubles as a bat for us too, given some of the restricted roster size.
Right.
And then Javi Caballeros, which a lot of people don't really know who he is. But he's 38 years old, 39 years old, been around a long time, mainly a modified guy, slingshot.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's one of the better slingshot pitchers in the world. But he threw with us before he had his citizenship. When we were touring around in the COVID summer 2020.
Okay.
But big guy, throws hard, but at the same time also has a pretty big bat. So, we're excited to have him. He got citizenship, and he's got the experience. I don't think we're not expecting him to carry the load.
Sure.
But having that kind of change, he's hard down guy. Not a lot of drop ball, not a lot of rise balls, as you can imagine, coming from the slingshot world.
Yeah. What Greg Leather scout him for you, did he?
Yeah, absolutely. Greg, Greg's still he's my guy. And
Well, you said the slingshot, so modified.
Yeah.
yeah. No, he's still in that world.
Oh,
But
God,
Nick Mullins lives in Florida now, and he plays a lot of tournaments with some of those teams down in the Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa area, and we've really just continued to try and say, okay, if you're an American and you're playing, how can we help, and how can you help the program?
That's awesome.
So obviously, going head to head with baseball down here is very difficult.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everybody thinks they're going to be playing in the World Series, and it's hard to kind of come to that realization until later. And then, Cam Schiller and I've had a lot of these conversations around why we don't see guys transitioning, and I truly believe where him and I have gotten to is, from a baseball player's standpoint, especially if it's a player who's been talented enough to play at the Division I level or in the minor leagues, they've kind of grinded for a long time. And when that realization of that dream is over, I think a lot of them just move on to something else.
Yeah.
Instead of taking on what you guys know, transitioning into that, from that baseball world into that softball world is not easy.
No, definitely not. But I mean, Cam's done a hell of a job.
Well, Cam's going to New Zealand in a couple of weeks, isn't he? So, I mean, the opportunities there.
Yeah, we
talk about it a lot, and guys don't realize that in baseball. Even here in Canada, of course, in our province, the Blue Jays ruined it for us because they did well those few years. They didn't win shit, but they did well those few years, and all the kids all of a sudden flipped over to baseball because they wanted to be like the Blue Jays. Well, you're not going to go to the major leagues coming out of Enfield, Nova Scotia. I mean, and if you do, hats off to you. Yeah. There are those anomalies, but you have so much opportunity in softball, to go to Canada games to represent your province or go to the World Championships in freaking New Zealand. There's so many different opportunities in softball.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I think and it's really just continuing to try and educate people on the opportunities that fast pitch softball gives you. I know you guys have interviewed Cam, and I think coming from that world, it's, if you are willing to humble yourself for a little bit, sooner or later, and probably sooner if you get yourself out on the circuit and continue to test yourself, your talent is going to show through, and you can really become an elite player.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, it's not just Cam. Didn't Yusuf was the same way too. Yeah. I mean, he was baseball prior, and
yeah. Well, I mean, you got most of our whole team. You got Mullins, played at the University of Pittsburgh. Matty Palazzo played at Iowa State, I think it was.
Yeah.
Zach Shaw, he was a junior college player. You got Schiller. Ochoa, obviously baseball and softball growing up in Mexico.
Yeah.
But then you've got Blaine Milheim, was a Division I or NAIA Division I All-American.
Wow.
At baseball, of course, and then you got guys like Tyler Johnson and Lynch who played baseball growing up, but their dads were softball players.
They were smart guys.
Yeah, right. So they probably they were probably elite baseball players, but they weren't baseball players that are in the major leagues. But I think along with Yusuf too, you've got a lot of guys who played at a high level of baseball, but they were somehow in touch with softball. I think probably Cam is maybe the only one that didn't have like a family member or somebody around it. He just had a buddy who was like, hey,
why don't you come and play?
Come on over and try this. Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Look at him now.
His story was awesome to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Ron, you guys open up against the Philippines. What's the scouting report on them?
They're a very tricky team. I watched the Oceania, or not the Oceania, but the Far East Championship when they played Japan. Yep. And it was a good game, and they ended up losing 4-1.
Well,
so their pitchers, very respectable, and they pitched 3 pitchers over that game, so they pitched by committee, and they were keeping Japan's hitters off balance. Nobody was overpowering anybody, I'm surprised really that they beat Singapore, because Singapore in 2019 was really coming up, and they had a bunch of young guys. They had a couple 16-year-olds. So Philippines is not to be taken lightly. They had a lot of players on in scoring position against Japan. Yeah, but I think I'm pretty confident if we go out there and do what we need to do, score runs, play defense, and keep them down to a minimal amount of runs, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Right on.
exciting.
Right on. So obviously, everybody's mindset going into this is to win the whole thing. What's your guys' mindset going into it?
We're trying to medal.
Yep.
I mean, I think we're in a position now where we've got the players that in any game, I mean, there's going to be some games that you're 60-40 or 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, if you do the things that you need to do and, control what you can control, you've got a same shot as the other team. I mean, even in Argentina, when, the games we played, against Argentina and against Canada, there were a few things, small little things that,
exactly.
Didn't go our way. That ball that Mully hit out got called foul
Right.
against Canada. And then we made, uncharacteristically, Cam had 2 errors in the 1 inning. And they scored 2 runs off of that.
Right.
And we lost 3-1 to Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
So small little things when you get up against, that top 4 group. But if you catch them on a day where they're not at their best and you're at your best, it's a 1-game situation. The tricky thing is the pool play, because you've really got, in the past with the way the pool play worked and the super rounds worked, you could kind of angle, hey, we want to really go after this game and this game.
Right.
But with the way they do it now, where you take your record into the next round against the teams that qualified from your side, you're really not sure who those teams are going to be. You kind of know, I mean, Argentina's on our side. I would expect that they come out as one of the 3.
Yeah.
But with the rest of the teams, Cuba, Czech, there's a lot of really evenness in our side.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So you have to play every game like you need to win every game. Like you have no
absolutely.
choice. Yeah.
Absolutely. You have no choice.
No.
That's going to make for some, great games to watch.
Oh my
for
God,
sure
is it
for
ever?
us. Holy freak.
Yes. And I think where it's going to really kind of separate is, obviously Argentina has elite. I mean, they're only bringing 3 pitchers, but every one of them is elite.
Yeah.
And, whereas the rest of us, we have some eliteness, but we also have some guys that are going to get it out there and grind.
Yeah.
I think, in those situations, it's going to depend on how you keep your pitching staff healthy, making sure that, your guy can go out there and give you at least some innings every day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you get past the number ones on the rest of the teams besides Japan, Canada, Argentina, you got a shot. And if you can get that number 1 out of there, or they struggle, they have to have a big workload the day before.
Yeah.
The dynamics can get pretty crazy when you're going back to back to back.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be busy.
It's going to be busy for sure. So when are you guys taking off, Ron?
We leave Dallas, Texas. So we'll all fly into Dallas, Texas on the 19th, and then we fly the red eye out of there, which I guess you lose a day. So you get in there we get in there 8 a.m. on the 21st.
Wow. That's a long flight.
Yeah.
Well worth
a long
it though.
flight.
Well worth it though.
Oh my God, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And we're kind of doing the same schedule that we did in Argentina. It worked well for our guys. They felt like they got prepared well.
Mm-hmm.
And so on that Monday, we'll get out and, try to keep them up all day.
Yep.
Get them out, practice in the afternoon, in the early afternoon, probably go to a team dinner. And then on Tuesday, we have a doubleheader with Argentina.
Okay.
On Wednesday, we have a doubleheader with Japan. And on Thursday, we have a doubleheader with Canada.
Nice.
Man,
and then Friday, what we'll do is we'll just get out, and we've got some local batting practice pitchers.
Yeah.
So we'll have everything available for our guys. We'll do, if some guys, now you're trying to round into getting ready for the next day on Saturday where you open up. So if guys just want to work in the tee, they can work in the tee. If they want to hit live BP, that'll be available. And it worked well to get guys where they need to be. I think if we can get to where we need to be with those teams that we're scrimmaging, that I think that's going to be a good preparation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, Ron, we got to thank you for coming on and talking with us, and we wish you nothing but the best over in New Zealand, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite, guys, and thanks, and we'll see what we can do over there.
All right,
best of luck, Ron. Take care.
Take care.
All right,
Safe
see you,
travels.
fellas. Thanks.
Take care.
Yes, sir. Team
great.
USA.
Team USA.
Yeah. Good to, it's like I said, all the games are going to be fun to watch.
Oh my God, man. That's a crazy schedule that they have already.
I know,
And
right?
they're not even playing in the pre-tournament.
And well, the fact that they're playing teams that are in the pre-tournament.
How many games are teams in the pre-tournament?
I know.
Plus that tournament. Plus
Oh,
that.
man.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're going to have to ask Stewie coming on here next. What's going on with that?
Jeez, they're playing more. Yeah, that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to be, it's going to be fun to watch, be able to watch Use and Cam and Matty Palazzo, guys we've had on the podcast
for sure.
compete, and I'm sure there's some guys on that team that we're going to have on in the future. And, and man, it's going to be fun to watch.
For sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Why don't we get to John Stewart?
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
I live for the moment. Yo.
All right, we got the head coach of Team Canada on here, Johnny Stewart. John, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Hey, I'm honored to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
really
sir.
Appreciate you taking the time.
How's we talked a little bit before going on. A little snow on the West Coast, what?
Well, where I'm at, it's snowing pretty good now. It was calling for snow, and it looks like it's almost a whiteout right now where I live.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, we're talking. We're getting 20-degree weather here on the East Coast.
I
this
talked
weekend.
to one of my customers today, said he had a tea time Saturday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what, though? You have snow. We're not going to New Zealand.
That is true.
You are.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
So, how was the trip to Austria? Saw you posting your son's over there playing hockey.
Yeah, my son's over there playing hockey. You know what? Until I went to Austria, Prague was my favorite city. And being in Austria, it was, I just can't say enough. It was an unbelievable trip. Just the whole country and traveling around and getting to see my kid and him play hockey. It was, the whole thing was just best trip of my life so far.
Fantastic.
Nice. So what's he playing over there?
He's playing in the top pro league in Austria. It's called Win Today Hockey. So it's sponsored by, a big online betting thing.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Okay.
so he plays for the Steinbach Black Wings, and he's one of the young, if not the youngest guy in the league. He's the youngest guy in the team for
Wow.
sure. So it's a huge opportunity for him, and he's starting to appreciate it. He's only 22, so he's it's his second year in Austria, so he's really appreciating it now.
That's awesome.
I saw some of the video you posted from the games. It looks like a pretty good atmosphere over there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They bang the drums and chant. It's just like European soccer or British soccer, whatever. And it's all game long.
Oh, wow.
The drums and the chants. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
That's wicked.
Well, we love our hockey here in Canada. So
Yeah.
Let's get on the ball. Imagine you guys are chomping at the bit to get down to New Zealand, are you?
Yeah. Lots of prep the last year for sure. And, getting down to the last few days before we head out, and just prepping things. The Palmerston pre-tournament's huge for all the teams that are involved. So kind of prepping for that where we're looking at our roster, and, we're kind of using that as, whoever's hot's going to be in the lineup come the World Cup for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking to Julio prior, and he's saying they're down, I think, a week before that. And and then games
They
after.
arrive on the 10th, actually.
Yeah, and
Wow.
yeah, they're playing a club tournament.
He also told us his low budget flying. So they're flying from Argentina to Dallas,
and then Dallas
to Auckland. He said it's like a 125-hour trip or something.
Oh my Lord.
Well, they leave Monday and they get there on the Thursday.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's a lot of traveling.
He said something.
That is.
He said something about his ass being sore, but we can.
We're sitting on a pencil or
no
something.
kidding.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway.
No kidding.
So what that pre-tournament though? I mean, six of the best teams in the world. What's what's the game plan going into that? Is that just like you said, to get a gauge on who's going to be hot going in the tournament?
Yeah, we of course we want to win every game, but we're not. We're more looking at moving some players around, seeing who our role players are, see who's going to be hot, see who's prepared. To be quite honest, I've been our staff has been hard at work with Zoom calls and group chats and stuff, just finding out what the guys are doing to be prepared. So Palmerston's going to give us a chance to find out who's truly prepared, who's ready to go to battle, and who's gonna be in the starting lineups.
Nice. I can tell you our big horse in our backyard, Justin Schofield. I got a Snapchat last night at it was dark. They had the lights on in Lance Ballfield, and he was out pitching to our catcher. It was like 7 degrees outside. So he's been working his ass off. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's one thing about Scof. I don't need to ask him.
No,
he's good. Like he'll get to me and they say, "Hey Stewie, this is what I'm doing," and this and that, and so no, it's awesome. I know he's gung ho. I know he's eager. I know he's got a little bit of redemption, and it's very well deserved for him to be there. It's a no-brainer.
Awesome. Absolutely.
No, I mean you have a few changes from the 2019 team that in the Czech Republic. What was the game plan going into picking the squad?
Being in Argentina in April there, it was good. We knew that probably wasn't going to be our World Cup team. And just the time off for guys, it's hard to do everything. So our plan was we basically, and let's be honest here, we named 10 to the core group. We probably could have named 12, no problem. Yeah. It's just the way the settings are for how they want things set up. So our game plan is we basically know there was probably, I would say, 4 or 5 spots that really came down to, how they played throughout the summer, how they performed at ISCs, ASAs, nationals. And we had a lot of meetings. So it was really good.
Now I saw you guys recently added Ty here yesterday.
Yeah. Not a bad choice. Well deserved.
Oh man.
Crazy good summer.
100%. It's I phoned 2 guys after we named our team, and Ty was one of them, and Jordan Pomeroy was the other one.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and those 2 guys could have been there. It's just a numbers thing, right? It sucks that we've gone down to 16 for the roster, and Ty had a great summer, no question about it.
Yeah.
Now
we went.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, John.
No, and we went back and forth, and it was like I've said before, selecting this group of 16 has been the hardest since I've been at the helm. That's for sure.
You just answered my question. That's exactly what I was going to ask. If this was like, the toughest team to pick so far.
Yeah,
it has been. Honestly, it has been. I mean, when you're losing guys, I even spoke to Lolly before the season started, and I just said, hey, if you have a good season and you're in good shape, would you consider it if you're in consideration? And he said, yeah, I would for sure. So, Brandon Horn was another guy that was in consideration, had been off for a while. And, and Lolly wanted to retire in his backyard at the Nationals. And I can't imagine a better way to do that. So it was good for him. And,
for sure.
But absolutely hardest decisions we had to make as a group, it was to pick this team.
It's such a terrible thing, but such a fantastic thing when you have that much quality to pick from, and it's such a hard decision to make. It's shitty, but it's so good too.
It is really shitty because there's probably going to be 2, 3, or 4 guys that could easily be interchangeable, and I believe in making those calls and just saying, hey, the only reason you're not there is just because of numbers and experience. If it's whatever the case may be. It's the funny thing that I've learned over the years is that sometimes guys will have a great year and then they'll come to the national team for whatever reason, a tournament, a qualifier. Once they put that Team Canada uniform on, it doesn't always work.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the pressure gets to them or whatever. So it's experience is a key part for us picking our final team for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
100%. And I mean, guys like, Hilly and Mason and that are big as far as, leadership on that team, right?
Yeah. And that's a great point is, and hey, it's no big secret. Mason Hill didn't have the greatest years hitting. But I know their leadership. I know what they bring to the team, and I know how hard they're going to work to be fully prepared for this event. So
we have no doubt.
And that's one of those things that goes undetected, really. And but as a coach, I mean, you definitely see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
well, not to mention you when you talk about leadership, like you have 16 leaders plus all of your coaches as leaders.
Yeah, true.
If you really think about it, like you have the best players in Canada playing on this team. Like we have the luxury of getting to watch them because we watch a lot of ball, whether it be ISC or the Nationals or whatever it is. So we see all these guys perform all summer. Like your team, I'm so freaking excited for Team Canada this year. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, a big part of that is Justin Schofield because I love the guy. But.
Yeah, no, you know what, guys, it's got a real good feeling this year.
Yeah.
Myself, I've learned a lot as a coach over I was kind of thrown into the head coaching thing, and not thrown into it. I'd been around on the team for a while, but it was kind of sudden when I took over in 2014, 2015 there. And we won in 2015. I learned a lot. I learned a lot in 2017. I'll take the blame on not finishing higher than we did because, maybe it was overconfidence. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. It's in the past. We're moving forward.
Yeah.
2019, to be quite honest, Argentina was not, in my opinion, was not going to be beat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Japan gave them a great game, and Argentina's unbelievable team. They're the world champs, and we only lost one game in Prague. And when we beat New Zealand for the bronze medal, that game that Patty Burns pitched, honestly, that was one of the highlights of my career is winning that game for the bronze medal. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's good. I like hearing that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, like you said, Argentina in that tournament were just
oh shit,
lights out.
Well, since then, I mean, they've been lights out since then. They do it, they do it the right way. It's when we were over there in April. It's you drive around and you see young kids playing ball everywhere, every ball field, school yard, whatever, they're playing ball, and they do a great job over there. It's well deserved how much accolades they get for sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So you guys are opening up against Venezuela. What's the scouting report on them?
We got quite a bit of video on them for sure. That's what we've been working on the last probably month, 3 weeks a month is just is video. We've got a couple different group chats where we're breaking down pictures. Every country's doing it. We know that, but we're doing our own stuff. And, Venezuela is one of those teams that you never know. You don't know. They can, you look at them and they, at certain events and they could lose 6-0 to Colombia or a team. And then all of a sudden you're playing them and it's 0-0 going into the sixth. It's like, holy shit, what's going on here? Yeah. And they just seem to get up for the big games, and you never know what you're going to get with them. They're one of those teams that they truly are hard to prepare for.
Yeah. Well, didn't you guys open up against them in the Pan Ams there in Argentina? Was that them?
I believe we opened up against Colombia.
Oh, yes, it was Colombia. Yeah, it was nothing extra innings, and then you guys blew it open. Oh, okay. When Hilly got picked off trying to steal third base there. And Sorry, Hilly.
Yeah.
One thing about the format for the tournament too is like you can't take any of those games, whether it be Venezuela or whomever, lightly. It's almost like you have to win not win out, but win the majority of your games to finish in one of those top 3 and then move into the super round or whatever Jesus they call that stuff.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you finish third in your division, you could be going over there with 2 points, and now you got to play the top 3 teams from their division. The chances of you getting in a gold medal game from coming in third place are very slim. So I'm not a big fan of the setup. I don't like that it's like that it should be a play down sort of thing. But hey, that's above my pay grade. So.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously the parity in the world is getting, there's 6 or 7 teams now that could possibly win this thing. I mean, what's your take on, how the game is from a world perspective now that, every, I shouldn't say every country, but there is some parity coming along.
Oh, I talk about this all the time. It's like you look back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was basically a three horse race.
Yep.
Canada, the US, and New Zealand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2009 Australia comes up with Folkard and Cheese, and then they dominate, and then now all of a sudden the Czechs on the map. They're a very, very good team.
Yeah.
Venezuela's always seems to be in the mix. And like you say, there's at least, the 6 teams go into Palmerston, and, that's not including the US.
Right.
That's not including Venezuela. So it's, you're absolutely right. There's 6 or 7 teams that could definitely be world champions.
100%. Well, let's just do it. We can't wait to watch this.
Wish we were going.
We wish we were going. Yeah, for sure. But we're excited to watch. Of course, we're going to be cheering you guys on. I thank you for coming on and doing this. And, hopefully we can talk again.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. And hopefully when I'm on next time, we'll be talking about the being world champions.
Fucking right.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Stewie, best of luck.
Guys.
Best of luck.
Thanks for the support, fellas. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Go Canada, go.
Go Canada, go. That was fun.
So fun, man.
We just got to talk to 3 head coaches of
3 national teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me 2.5 years ago, we'd be doing that. Huh? What the hell? Come on. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Love doing this shit.
Love doing this shit from your father-in-law's basement. I love it.
This is awesome. Yeah. Anyway.
Here's what I was just thinking about, Well, first of all, I wanted to mention that you used the word parody, and then you said getting. If you're going to use big, like English proper words, like you're getting better at that, getting is not a word. It's getting. There's a G at the end of it. So
sorry, man.
So John, the parody in there, you getting is proper. Not
getting. The
parody is you getting.
I've been living in the Dutch settlement for.
You're in the fucking basement in Dutch settlement. Anyway, I am proud of you. I like the word.
Thanks, man. But no, that's a fun episode. We've been talking about WBSCs here for the last month.
So excited.
So excited to get going.
There's a fucking way we can go somehow.
I know. You know what's funny?
What if we sold that treadmill in your old man's basement here?
You know what's funny? On the WBSC site, they have a thing for media credentials, to apply. And I was like, man, imagine if we had applied for the Chute. Yes, you got approved.
Hi, I'm Andy.
How are we getting down?
You've been approved.
Oh, wait, we got to buy plane tickets.
Yeah.
And take 125 hours. We'll get the Argentinian flight plan.
Yeah. Long boat ride, Randy.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm super excited.
Yes. Speaking of that.
Late nights, early mornings, but.
WBSC, we're going to do a prediction show.
Yes.
With Blair Seffert.
Awesome.
And we're going to do that a couple days before the tournament starts. I'm going to release it the day before the tournament.
Yeah, we'll see how it looks.
So we're going to cover all the teams there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Blair has an encyclopedia on all of them. And we'll get a rundown. We can go through all the teams. And I'm sure that's going to be a fun episode. And we'll make our predictions. And
yep.
I'm sure we're picking Canada.
I am.
Yeah, for sure. But
I'm very excited.
Yes.
And the other thing too about this podcast we just did with Stewie on there, I hold Scope very close to my heart. Like it's,
100%.
We've known him for so long, and for John to mention just his work ethic and the fact that it's redemption time and Scope's back on the main stage. I couldn't be more proud of the guy. And I know this is not talking about Scope all the time because I am so hoping that everybody has great tournaments. Of course, we're cheering for Team Canada, but I'm so cheering for Justin.
Well, right, from a person. Well, I mean, we have
I love the guy so much.
with him.
Yeah,
And I mean,
he just works his ass off. I mean, getting those texts last night with him pitching and it's fucking 6-7 degrees outside. The guy's a donkey, man.
It's like Rocky Balboa.
He is Rocky.
Rocky.
Maybe we should start calling him Rocky.
Man, I don't think so. That should be the outro. Is the Rocky Balboa?
Come on, man.
We got classified.
All right.
Anybody? Let's. Anybody? Man, I'm just
anybody. A parody getting.
All right. Another week.
Editing to do.
Another week. Man, I'm gonna have to edit this.
Silly motherfucker.
Crazy. Hobie, another good week.
Yep, another great week.
All right, people. Take care. Here's classified.
Cheers.
Anywhere, anytime. Yeah, it's due time, huh? It's just perfect timing. It's just perfect timing. Yeah, I needed Def Jams to rap a lot. Came up in the 90s, you can hear the snap, crackle, pop. Crack the shackles off, raps David Hasselhoff. Fell, scraped my knees, got back up and wiped the gravel off. I did this with no piggyback. Like how they said P. Diddy did on Biggie's back. Said you're lying, you little kitty cat. I'm money in the bank, what's a 50 rack? Give me that. Splitting wigs like a quarter wood, strict like the quarter lord, sip a quarter liquor raw. Been recording for a quarter of my life, now my headquarters and my tennis court are looking right. Who wanna play with me, rage with me? Love the ones who learn to change with me, stay with me. Every day me and Merc show our worth, cause nobody wanna die underpaid and overworked, oh no. Throw them up high, real high, throw them up. Took a minute till they listen, now they know what's up. Thought I told y'all before, no one as cold as us. We shut it down and shut them up, kid. Get ready. Anywhere, anytime. No time for jokes. Get ready. It's just perfect timing. This the kind of beat that go. This the kind of beat that go. This the kind of beat that go. Ra-ta-ta. This the kind of beat that go. This the kind of beat that go. This the kind of beat that go. Ra-ta-ta. Yeah. I've been breaking down them doors since a younger than ever. Posing for pictures when
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted. Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.